Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever ember wanders near.
Yeah, so yeah, it was it honestly wasn't even a rant. It's like honestly, it wasn't even a rant. She basically just said that, trans women can't have periods, they can't give birth because they don't have a woman, they don't have a uterus. And like, yeah, she was kind of like disgruntled about it. She went on a bit of like a quote unquote rant, but it wasn't, it was nothing that dozens of VTubers have not already said, to include myself on this. And yeah, like her friends turned on her, and WaifuWares basically dropped their partnership with her. And you had all kinds of Twitter activists like reading SJRs going after her and canceling her, and all it did was just boosted her in popularity. And yeah, like WaifuWares are like, oh yeah, we're dropping her. We're on the right side of history, and people are now like, no, okay, fuck you, WaifuWares. And so WaifuWares is now finding their business going through the fucking toilet at this point. So this is a follow-up to that story. Rev did a story about it yesterday. So we're just gonna do a little follow-up on this one. So let's take a look.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I want to start off this video by declaring total chud victory. Yesterday we witnessed one of the greatest mess around and find out moments we've seen in quite some time, where a woke VTuber merch company fired one of their talents over problematic statements they made, and this is completely blown up.
Yeah, I saw that. Rev is probably going to talk about that. Yeah, her artist is now going on Twitter and asking, hey, is it like possible to like revoke the rights for a model that I did for someone? Because I don't want to be associated with this disgusting chud who's just like speaking facts. Yeah, I saw that. Like so many people turned on her, and she has only become that much more boosted in popularity.
In their face. As you can see, they deleted their post announcing that this VTuber upset their values, and now they have gone private. Now, this is a follow-up to the video I made yesterday, and I think the first follow-up I want to do is a very important one, and that is looking at the VTuber that was targeted. Yukiwaru has gone from a few hundred followers to over 7,500 in just 24 hours. And it was my pleasure.
It's so fucking funny, because every time you see these reading SJRs going, oh, this is a terrible person, oh, you're horrible. Every time they do that, all they're doing is boosting people. All these dumb fucks are doing is boosting these VTubers with popularity. Like every cancel campaign against someone, you'll see in the comment section, thanks for showing me someone I should be following. And then they end up getting boosted by a couple thousand. We're seeing this with the Yukiwaru. Remember who else we saw this with, who rose to significant popularity? Like, her career got a pretty significant boost because of the cancel campaign. Anyone remember? Well, Mia's one, I was thinking Juju. Remember when they tried to cancel Banana Juju? And when they did that, she exploded in popularity? Yeah. Powder, Celestium. Like, it's hilarious. Every one of these cancellation campaigns, all it does is boost their popularity. Every time. Like, it's so incredibly stupid. It's so incredibly stupid that they keep doing this. It's like, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. No, she didn't deserve the hate at all. But because because of Mathilins, they're like, oh, she said something I don't agree with, she needs to be ended. And she needs to be ended professionally, and she needs to be ended personally. And that's why, unfortunately, I feel bad for her about this, is that she lost friends. She had friends basically abandon her over this. She had, the WarWares, and their relationship with her. for, you know, as a partnership. Like, bearing in mind, it's only one side that does this. Only one side says, you said something I disagreed with, therefore you are now persona non grata. There's only one side of this equation that does it. Ever. Just thought that should be made aware of. Because, like, people on, like, basically anything left of Mao, if you disagree with them, like, okay, I disagree with you, but moving on. It's only these reeing SJRs that go, oh, I disagree with you, therefore you should not exist anymore. It's only them that does it.
To be a part of that transition there, that is a very great thing to see. People are rallying behind her, and now we look at the aftermath. All of the people who are trying to cancel her, they are deleting posts, they're locking replies, they're shutting down their Twitter accounts, they're self-deporting to Blue Sky, crashing out, or all of the above. And it is amazing to see. Now, before we get into the updates, the further ones, let me just give you a quick rundown. If you want the full rundown, you can check out my video from yesterday, but here is a very quick version of yesterday's episode of Dragon Ball here. So, we have this VTuber merch company named Waifu Wares, and they, well, worked with Yukiwaru, and they should be very thankful because her latest drop with them, a small company, was completely sold out. But instead of saying thank you, they listened to virtue signalers like Kat here.
Of course. Wait. I want to see something. Hang on.
They listen.
Twitch, crowd control partner, professional bad influence. Okay. I was just looking. I was looking for something in the bio. In the bio. I was looking for the telltale signs in the bio. Better Linktree sauce. You know what? Let's find out. Let's see. Cat VT. All right, let's find out. Let's take a look-see. Actually, just in case, I'm going to do this just in case. Since I go into this blind. Okay, nope, nothing untold. No adult stuff. Although this person is professing to be a voice actor. So there it is.
Listen to virtue signalers like Kat here, who made this post sharing a video stating that Yuki is transphobic and is no longer their friend. Now, to sum up the clip that we watched yesterday, basically Yukiwaru said very contentious things like men can't get periods, men can't get pregnant, and that it's offensive for biological men to cosplay as biological women and the experiences they go through. She also stated that it's wrong to bring children to sexual events in pride parades and things like that, and that it's
she was talking about like the Pride Parade, which has now become the Hate Parade. Let's not fuck with it. Pride is an organization of hate. Yes, I'm saying it. I will continue to say it. The LGBT organization itself and Pride are organizations of hate and intolerance. And anybody that is legitimately gay or trans should never, and for the rest of your lives, ever be involved with them. Because if you get involved with either of them, you are going to be lumped in with them, even if you do not ascribe to their ideologies. So if you are legitimately gay or legitimately trans, keyword there being legitimately and not performatively, stay far the fuck away from Pride and the LGBT organizations. They are organizations of hate and intolerance, and also fostering significant mental illness where, men are pretending like they can have periods. And that's what she was saying it much more kindly than I did. She was basically just saying she's tired of men pretending to be women and pretending to be women in that they are pretending that they are. I should be very clear on this one. When she was talking about men pretending to be women, and I honestly think a lot of people who reference this, they are not talking about legitimate trans people with body dysphoria, that they are going through mental health care the correct way, going through transition in the correct way, but doing it for themselves and not because they're trying to get clout points, not because they're trying to shove that down everybody's throat, not because they're trying doing it so they can tell everyone you have to bow down to me. No, I'm talking about, that's when I say legitimate, where they're just like, they are a person that happens to be trans and they just want to be a normal person. They're not looking to shove any ideology down anybody's throat. That's what I say when I say legitimately gay or trans. And what she was talking about was the autogonophiliacs who dance around naked at pride parades and pretend like they can actually have periods, which she is objectively correct on every fucking level. She is absolutely correct. Nothing that she said was untrue. There's some that say that homosexuals are actually trans. Those people are stupid. Anyway, moving on. People bring kids to it. People are bringing kids to pride parades where you have naked, primarily, by the way, when we say naked people dancing around, it is primarily men or autogonophiliacs pretending to be trans women. That is when she was referencing that, it is primarily the sick, disgusting men who are basically just using this as an excuse to basically flaunt their fetishes in public. That's who we are talking about in regards to that. And what she said was not untrue in any way, shape, or form. She was 100% correct in every way in what she said. But because she was correct, the reading SJR said, we can't handle someone calling us out on our bullshit, so we're going to cancel you instead. Which, by the way, these same people that are canceling her for saying that men cannot be biological women and they can't have periods, these are the same people that are losing their shit about former NBA draft picks saying, I'm declaring myself trans and making myself available for the WNBA draft. They're the same ones losing their shit about that because they're having their own bullshit thrown right back in their face. Like, that's still like the WNBA is having a full-on meeting to discuss exactly what Congress has been trying to do, defining what a woman is. Yes, it only counts when it benefits them. Exactly correct. When basically someone from the other side uses their own logic and uses their own ideology against them, they immediately start flapping their hands and going, that's not fair. You're using our own bullshit against us. You're not allowed to do that. Sucks to suck, bitches. Go fuck yourselves. Eat a dick.
Also, very wrong in grooming for teachers and other trusted adults to try to transition minors. Something that is just pure common sense. But to wackadoos like this, it was earth-shattering. Not only did they end their friendship with Yuki over this clip, they went out and completely tried to cancel her. And when they confronted her in private DMs, not only would Kat leak the DMs, but we can see Yuki stood by what she said and was called disgusting by this Kat individual. Also, the artist responsible for...
What's really funny is, while Yuki is going to explode in popularity, this person's going to tank. This person is going to tank in popularity. If this person actually is a VTuber, no one's going to show up to their streams, because here's the funny thing. They do this thing thinking, I'm on the right side of history. The cult will support me, but they don't. That's always the funniest part. The ones that virtue signal and reinstream at businesses, they're not supporting the businesses in the first place. So anybody that was supporting her saying, yes, slay queen, you go queen, they're never going to show up to her stream. They're going to be like, okay, we won, moving on to the next thing. Thanks for letting us use you to attack someone. We're going to move on to the next thing now. Thanks for helping us get a quote-unquote child booted from a company which is now going to fail, by the way. The waifu wares, chances are, if it's a small company already, we'll probably hear about it going under pretty soon. Because now that it's known that they will get rid of a talent for the basic ideological reasons like this, that company is going under. In the next month or two, it will go bankrupt and will disappear off the internet because of this person and others like her. Didn't waifus airdrop other people too? I don't know. What do you, they already did. Wait. What do you mean they already did? They already went under? Not that they privated their account, but the business actually goes bankrupt. I'm not talking about simply privating their Twitter account. They privated their Twitter account, but I'm guessing the business itself is going to go belly up. Oh yeah, they dropped her. Yeah, that's what this is all about. Yeah.
By this cat individual. Also, the artist responsible for the model
Here we
that
go.
Yuki uses very heavily implied that they're going to revoke her rights to the model over this set of wrong
I'll let
things.
it play through.
On top of that, Senko, the artist, would then urge people to spread kindness and awareness while promoting a charity called Mermaids that heavily targets minors as young as 13, giving them binders without their parents' permission. Now, of course,
God. Now, by the way, this person also just tanked their career. How many people do you think are going to approach this SJR to do like a VTuber model work? When they're broadcasting on Twitter that if you don't goose step in line with their ideologies, they're going to try and revoke the rights to the model that you paid for. This is literal career suicide what these guys are doing. Waifu is going to go under because now they're saying, oh, you don't agree with your ideology? We're going to bait you into working with us and then we're going to boot you. And then this artist is basically broadcasting, if you don't align with my ideology exactly and you don't goose step to how I say you should think, I'm going to try and revoke the rights to the model that you paid for. Career's done. This Senko person, career's over. They might as well just shut down their website. They might as well just whatever website they promote themselves on, they might as well just shut down and go put the fries in the bag. They're done. That's what doing this does. Doing shit like this in modern day, in current year, will absolutely destroy your career. In the content creation space, when you do this, when you virtue signal, and try to thought police someone, you basically destroy your career in the content creation space. Good fucking job. Go put the fries in the bag. Welcome home.
Waifuwares wouldn't listen to common sense. Instead, they listened to the mob on Twitter and dropped Yukiwaru as a result. They also had a bunch of other virtue signaling posts talking about how they want to be an
Kat's a streamer, but she's been on hiatus since July 3rd, or a Twitch page. She calls herself Sadist with Morals. So she's a virtue signaling SJR. Anybody shocked? I'm not.
Inclusive and supportive community, and that they don't harbor ill will to anyone, and that everyone has their own views, and that they respect that.
So that's a fucking
except,
lie.
Of course, the views of people like Yuki. Now, of course, you know how this story...
Wait. What did this person... Yeah, I can't control other actions, though. No, but you control how you react to them. Proud to see this is how. Glad to be a part of this wonderful company. Hold up. Biddles. Okay, let's take a look at Biddles. Let's see who Biddles is. Cartoon VTuber. Okay. Social media influencer. Okay. Surprising no pronouns and shit in bio. Honestly surprising about that. See. The whole change with the tube has been okay, don't care. 6 hours ago. Hate to say it, folks, but I'm burnt out and exhausted. I'll be taking an impromptu break from shows for the rest of the week. Back on Monday the 17th. Interesting. So as soon as this comes out, so how much did they get dogpiled on? And went, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to go run and hide. Yeah. In addition, I'm trying to reduce my social media usage lately. Yeah, no, I admit I'm addicted. No, what happened is when they made this comment, people probably started dogpiling on them. And they're like, I have to go run and hide now. That's what happened. They did this. And they're probably saying, and they're going to be catching flack from what happened with waifu wares, also because they said, I'm proud to be a part of a community that likes to basically thought police someone. So now they're getting dogpiled on, and so now they're going to run and hide. Because that's how it works.
That. Except, of course, the views of people like Yuki. Now, of course, you know how this story ends if you saw the previous video. They deleted all their posts and then went private.
Wait. Just looked up on Grok, which helped me remember Waifu Wares was going to sponsor Anal Violence Anna Valens last August until everyone told Waifu Wares about Anna Valens trying to cancel Kirsche. They immediately dropped Anna. Interesting. They dropped Anal Violence because she was trying to cancel Kirsche, but they're dropping Yuki because she has the same thought process as Kirsche. So, okay, so you know what happened there? Yeah, exactly. Waifu Wares is retarded. The people running this business are retarded, and they're basically just blowing where the wind takes them. Their ideology is dependent upon which way the wind is blowing, is what it boils down to. That's it.
And this all happened within like an hour of getting even the smallest amount of backlash on their decision, which led to some very funny interactions. The virtue signalers saying, Waifu Wares is the absolute GOAT. Waifu Wares over a now deleted post from a now private account. But of course, the first update that I already talked about is Yukiwaru and how so many people have rallied behind her. We have seen this happen before, and I'm so happy to see it happen again. Before we get into the updates of all the people involved with the cancellation campaign, let me have my little after-school special wholesome Chungus moment right here. I always enjoy the content that I make, but my favorite type of content is this right here. When a small content creator is getting canceled by the woke mob, and we can shed some light on the truth and just be part of the help that goes her way to help build a new audience and to expand on their existing audience. And we've seen this VTuber go from a few hundred followers to 7,500, and I'm sure by the time this video is live, since I'm recording
it's like
in the morning,
9,000 now.
She'll be in the 8,000 or 9,000s by then. But you
now, okay, I don't want to put a downer on this, but I will say followers means nothing. Like I'm not dumping on Yuki in any way. I'm keeping it realistic here. Followers mean precisely dick. What counts in social media is not your followers. It catches eyeballs, it looks pretty, but what counts is engagement and Twitch viewers. Now, people are saying her Twitch viewership went up by a factor of 5 yesterday, which, bravo. That is a metric that I am all about. That is 100%, that is a metric that's like round of applause. That's showing that she's gaining in popularity. Followership in and of itself, across all the platforms, doesn't mean anything. Once upon a time it did, now it means nothing. Now it's engagement on Twitter and viewership in the streaming space. So yeah, so she has 500 plus right now. So she's streaming right now with 500 plus. So she's got more viewership than I do. Like without even, yeah, I know. Like at this point, I need a cancellation campaign against me so I can boost my numbers by a factor of 5. I might be able to get over 1,000 if I get canceled. But that's what matters. And so there you go. That 500 plus viewership right now, that's what matters. Every time. Followership means nothing. Viewership and engagement. That's what counts.
Yukiwaru did something that a lot of these virtue signalers, these V-tweeters, don't do. And she went out and made content. She was immediately at work reacting to my video, and there's a lot of great clips coming out of it, but I want to start with this.
Sorry, wrong button. Fact is they even tried to cancel me in the past. No, they haven't. That's the problem. They haven't actually tried to cancel me. No one has actually tried to cancel me before. There have been people that have like sniped at me and have like tried to hit at me and slap at me. No one's ever actually tried to cancel me. There's a reason for that. there's a reason why nobody's ever actually tried to cancel me. Because I don't fucking care. Because if someone tries to cancel me, I don't care. And people know that. Like, the funny part is they don't try to cancel me because I actually do support things that they claim to champion. Like, I support gay people and actual trans people. I'm fully supportive of actual gay people and actual trans people. I 100% have their back. You guys know how massively supportive I am regarding like mental health, especially with autism. And the fact is, when people try to come at me, I don't care. And all I do is I bitch slap the fuck out of them with facts. They come at me with feelings, and I just go, I win, and I'm out. And I'm done. I just say I win, and that's it. They can't come back from that. And so, I'm not a soft target. I'm not a soft target. People have tried to come at me, and I either just go, I don't fucking care what you think. Your opinion does not matter. You do not matter. Or I just say, here's the actual facts. They come with feelings, and I just go, I win, and I'm done. That's why people that's why people have not been able to cancel me. Because every time they even poke at me, I just bitch slap them back into their mama's pussy. Because I don't care.
This one because
Amber
it shows that she is doubling down and even sticking through with this if lawyers have to get involved.
Everyone should know other pieces of the story. You should know both sides to the story. You should know other details that are important. You want to know something else? They sent me an email, which I'm not sure what I should say it directly is at this time, but they sent me an email trying to take my rights away from using my model.
I can tell her what her answer should be. Go fuck yourself with a bad dragon wrapped in Constantino wire and soaked in ghost pepper hot sauce, and any further communication you want to have with me you will do through my attorney. That would be the response.
Pretty much. Okay. Where I've now had to get my lawyer involved.
There you go.
I've now had to get my lawyer involved. Okay,
that's the correct
I've reached
answer.
out to my lawyer who's looked over my merch contracts and everything. I've gotten them involved, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, obviously that's a great response, and looking through her content and her reaction.
And asking, isn't that considered theft? Well, number one, no. It would be breach of contract. How did you have a lawyer already? Most content creators have a lawyer. Most content creators, once they start becoming successful in some way, they have the services of an attorney. And yeah, it wouldn't be theft. It would be more along the lines of breach of contract if there was an attempt made, and that's a civil thing, not a criminal thing.
To everything going on, I'm not even surprised that she's standing her ground. I still want to commend her for doing so. But yeah, if this artist really wants to go that length of revoking her rights, this is becoming a legal issue. This is something I don't think this Senko person understands when it comes to how serious this is, the gravity
they were not
of what
ready
she's
for this
attempting
smoke.
to do. And I am very happy to see Yuki saying, okay, if you want to go that route, I am willing to fight. And I don't think Senko wants that fight. Ladies and gentlemen, if they weren't already cooked, it's going to get a lot worse for them. But of course, this is all over the comments that came from this video. And much like everything else in this situation, the tides have turned on this clip, where it's now getting dislike ratioed. What began as a hug box for all of these virtue signalers, including some of the people involved in the cancellation campaign, it's now turned into this. You can see the latest comments shredding everyone involved, saying this ain't going
this
the way you
happens
want it,
all the time.
Thank you for showing me this VTuber. I'm gonna super chat a ton. That's the most normal take ever. Most people in the world have this opinion. Seems like a great channel. She is stating fact after fact. Everyone should go support her and applaud her. Transphobic, and it's just common sense. Oh my god, I'm literally shaking and pissing myself with anger right now. Of course, the person who shared this clip is that VTuber Cats.
And by the way, that always happens. That always happens these days. You're going to get the ringing SJRs that will virtue signal and go, I'm so hurt by this. And then on the heels of that, you're going to have a bunch of people show up in the comments going, based, 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 based. Great, now I have someone new to follow. Now I have someone new to support. And those will always vastly outnumber the virtue signaling retards that get their fifis hurt.
And how are they doing? Well, they're crashing out, okay? They're quoting people like Chibi Reviews, who called out the situation, calling him a veteran grifter who's trying to come to the aid of a newbie grifter. Again, this word has no meaning whatsoever on social media.
It doesn't.
Everyone who has a different opinion than someone gets called a grifter. I will inform this individual because I'm feeling charitable today. I'll educate you on what a grifter is. That's someone who publicly states.
Now she caps now and shit. Listen now, down. I'm gonna wait. Chibi wished me a happy birthday. Really? I miss that. Where did Chibi wish me a happy? I completely missed that. When did Chibi wish me a happy birthday? Oh my god. On my tweet, I totally missed that. Oh my god, Chibi, if you watch my videos, I'm so sorry. I missed your happy birthday tweet. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Yeah, and for those of you like, oh, this cat person is on my shit list, guys, no. Seriously, exactly, Moose is right. She is not worth your time. She is a nothing V tweeter. That is not even worth your time and worth your energy, other than to just simply point and laugh at. That's the only energy worthy of being expended on something like this is to simply point and laugh. That's it.
Opinions that don't reflect their actual opinions, all to swindle people out of money. Can you please show how anyone involved is doing that? Otherwise, you're just misusing a word, watering it down, and looking like an absolute fool. And the comments are destroying her, saying, what does grifter even mean to you? The definition of the word you're using, since you have no effing idea what it means, you regard. Protect children from trans. Someone you supposedly...
Okay, this is I find this humorously ironic, considering they're using Spider-Gwen as the protect children from trans here, considering that the trans community loves to use Spider-Gwen as like a trans icon. Why? I don't know. I'm guessing it's because her costume is the color of the trans flag. That's probably, yeah, I mean, this is in a red edit from the original? Okay. Then that would make sense, because I know that Spider-Gwen is often lauded as being like a trans icon, even though Spider-Gwen is not trans in any way, shape, or form.
From trans. Someone you supposedly once called friend says something you don't like, and they're immediately a grifter. The way scum like you operate is so freaking disrespectful, disgraceful. I'll add them both because they're both very on point here. Grifter to you means people who speak the truth. He'll abandon.
I'll even do it one better. Grifter to these people literally just means I do not agree with you. Therefore, you should be persona non grata and be disappeared. It's not, this one grifter to you means people speak the truth. It's like, I get where they're coming from, but no, if we're going to be real in the social zeitgeist, grifter to these people is literally, you have said something that I disagree with, therefore I take it as a personal attack against me, and you should be destroyed in every way possible, both financially, personally, and in some cases, painting you as a viable kill target. And that's not hyperbolic in any way. These people will label you as a grifter as a signal to the unhinged psychopaths that basically are part of this cult, that have the desire and the means to actually kill people that they disagree with. So yeah, these people like legitimately calling them a grifter, calling them a racist, calling them an istophobe, and all the rest of it, the purpose is to paint you as a viable kill target. Do not make any mistake about that. That is the reason why they call you that.
Her once she realized, oh my, these people are absolutely direct. Why is that on your mind? Literally, why is that your reaction to the situation? These people are absolutely sick, and they're projecting as they always do. But of course, they're still crashing out. saying this in response to all the backlash, getting botted on every single social I have because I decided to speak up against hate. It's the same list of 5 sentences copied and pasted over.
And again, they use this as a false shield. I'm speaking up against hate. There's no hate involved here. Like, no, bearing in mind, Yuki exhibited no hate to anybody. She said she's tired of men pretending to be women in that they are pretending to be biological women. That she's basically saying she's tired of organizations like Pride lauding psychopaths and sociopaths and deranged lunatics on high as bastions of their movement and basically trying to influence children to destroy their bodies by inflicting the same mental illness. And so there again, this is another one. Speaking up against hate is another concept that they've totally destroyed because they don't actually know because they don't actually know what quote unquote hate is. It's kind of like how they've destroyed the concept of the hate crime. Hate crime doesn't exist anymore. I'm telling you right now, the concept of a hate crime is gone because of people like this. Because of people like this, they have destroyed the concept of the hate crime so that when an actual hate crime occurs, when someone of a certain pigmentation kills another person of a different skin pigmentation and then stands up and crows and saying, yeah, I just killed that blank bitch. Yeah, that's a hate crime, by the way, for those of you that were not aware of that. But because people like this have destroyed the concept of hate crimes, that person has not been, that person's not the recipient of capital punishment. And instead, they went to a mental hospital instead. That's what these people are doing when they destroy language. Is they're allowing actual homicidal, psychopathic killers to walk the streets free. It's why it's people like these that destroy language that make it possible for child predators to walk the streets free, to destroy the lives of multiple children. That's what these people do. These people are allowing it to happen just as sure as if they facilitated them being freed themselves.
And over until further notice, limiting my replies because they're literally spammed by an army of nobodies. Yes, this VTuber right here with 2,000 followers is calling everybody criticizing them a nobody. The narcissism. Okay, I've said this before. I wish I had the delusional level of confidence some of these people have because they must go through life thinking they are the main character or something and nothing can ever bother them and there's no accountability ever on the horizon for them. But of course, they're coping and saying everyone's botting. No, you just lost the narrative. You were in your little echo chamber in the hug box and that got out of your hug box. The post left your target audience and you met normal people who do not support your crazy beliefs. Okay? Normal people with common sense know that men can't get periods. They know that men can't get pregnant. And they have a very, very strong problem with children being manipulated into changing their bodies. That's what normal people think. Unfortunately, you encountered normal people, and now you think it must be the product of botting. But also, you remember this interaction right here, where they were talking to Senko, the artist. Well, where's Senko? What happened? Well, they're not having a very good time. They have privated their Twitter accounts. And in case you didn't see the original interaction here, they were talking about how they're literally crying over this nightmare scenario of their model being used by this former friend who's now saying all these heinous things. And when asked, they heavily imply they're going to revoke Yuki's rights to use the model, which is a very, very serious thing to say. And
which, amusingly enough, if Senko is stupid enough to try and do this, they'll be financially ruined. Because I guarantee you, Yuki, if she does a GoFundMe saying, I'm filing a lawsuit against Senko because she's trying to steal my model from me by attempting to revoke my rights to use the model that I bought and paid for, her GoFundMe will get funded to sue the fuck out of her. She'll win, and Senko will be demolished financially because not only will she lose the court case and probably have to pay out to Yuki in some fashion, but no one's ever going to purchase art from her again. Senko basically just destroyed, I'm assuming it's a woman, Senko just destroyed her career doing this. Bravo. This is the fastest way you can possibly destroy your career in this space, by claiming, I'm going to revoke the rights to the model that I made for you, that you paid for, because I don't like your ideology.
Boy, I suggest not doing that. That'd be really bad. But we did get this woman to follow through on their word. This person saying, also, at least I'm a man of my word. How about you F off? That was, of course, when Senko told this user to F off when they tried to respectfully tell them to take a break from social media. And pointing out that Senko's pin tweet at the time was saying that they're quitting the platform entirely, referring to Twitter, and that they're on Blue Sky. Well, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. We helped them fulfill the prophecy, their words.
For 5 minutes.
And they have shut down their Twitter account and gone to the insane asylum that is Blue Sky.
For 5 minutes. She will be back. Because they always come back. That's the pattern. This was pure virtue signaling for her part. This was her basically trying to save face in some way, saying, I am such a virtuous person. I'm leaving this toxic platform and I'm going over to Blue Sky. And at then where she can actually start begging for people to hire her as an artist, she'll be back in a week, maybe 2. Because they always come back, because the engagement on Blue Sky is shit. It's nothing but because amusingly enough, they talk about how Twitch or how Twitter or X is like a toxic environment. Blue Sky is like 10 times worse. Because if you say the slightest wrong thing on Blue Sky, they will dogpile the reeing SJRs will dogpile you on Blue Sky in a heartbeat if you say the slightest thing that steps out of line with the established ideology. They eat their own all the time. And what happens? In a week or 2, she'll be back on Twitter again.
And what are they doing on Blue Sky? Well, crashing out. Saying, I don't give a F about the opinion of who else
Then why are
but
you tweeting?
grifters. Saying, I know what I stand for. Nothing they say will change that. And I will never feel bad for cutting a transphobe from my life. Just because flies flock to piles of crap doesn't mean the crap is valuable. I've lost nothing of value. Remember, this is the person who's saying, I want to spread kindness in this situation, and now they're calling everyone grifters.
And by the way, this post was in the morning. I don't know when Rev saw this. But apparently this reaction was from 6 hours after this post went up. Look at the engagement. 29 likes, 1 quote tweet, 6 retweets, 2 comments. Not even sure how many views it got. Like, wait, they use a map? Wait, who's using a... Oh, Blue Sky. Oh, yeah, Blue Sky with the PDFs, yeah.
And pieces of crap that have no value. Yeah, you got completely owned here. I'm sorry. And now you're facing real backlash, deserved criticism, probably for the first time ever, and you can't handle it.
Oh, yeah.
And you fled to Blue Sky. But here's the worst part. We're learning more about this individual because during her stream reacting to my video, Yuki shared some information about this individual, showcasing how unwell and narcissistic they are.
There's so much
Gee.
backstory to this, but the thing is, I started taking my distance from them because on my birthday, I had a collab and my friend referred to them as the incorrect pronouns, and they literally interrupted the entire collab to talk about it and correct them.
Of course.
And continue to do it.
Of course.
They took a good chunk out of my collab. We were in the middle of like a Yuki themed Jeopardy for my birthday collab. It was on my birthday. They took a whole chunk to direct the attention to them getting the pronouns wrong.
That means that she wasn't a friend. That's the point. And Yuki has obviously discovered this. This person was not a friend. This person was just using her the entire time. Yeah, that's not a friend. That's a piece of shit user. That is a sociopath. This is a person that is a loser, knows they're a loser, and effectively will always be alone. Yeah, she was like, this person was using Yuki to basically boost herself. Did not care about Yuki, did not consider Yuki a friend. She considered Yuki a tool to increase her own popularity. She was a triple C. Clicks, clout, and cash. That's all she cared about. That people like this are triple Cs. I'm decreeing it right now. That's how I'm going to refer to these people. Is triple Cs. Because the only thing that they care about is clicks, clout, and cash. They don't care about people. They don't care about what they do to others. They only care about they're sociopaths in that they only care about what can they achieve, or what can they attain from using others.
And they apologized. They corrected themselves, but they just kept going. And then there was just a good amount of awkward silence after it. And after that moment, I just realized if they were like my friend and really treasured me as a friend, why would they do that? Steph, thank you for gifting a subby. Why would they interrupt my birthday collab on my birthday, a special event where I would never do this to them? I would never do this to them. And
no normal person would ever do this to them. No normal, sane, well-adjusted person would ever do this to anybody. But we're not talking about sane, well-adjusted people. We're talking about sociopaths and triple Cs. That's it.
make it about themselves and someone accidentally using the incorrect pronouns. They didn't do it purposely. They didn't do it maliciously. They just forgot. Okay?
Which, okay, I just realized this is a guy. Not Yuki. I'm not referring to Yuki. Senko. Senko's a guy. I just realized that Senko's a guy. So this autogonophiliac took issue with being misgendered. Fuckity bye. Don't care. Go to the fucking shadow realm. I don't care. You're done. This autogonophiliac destroyed his career by doing this. How dare I misgender him? I fucking dare. I absolutely fucking dare. I've said it before. Actual trans people, I will have your back every step of the way. I have trans people in my community that I have your back every step of the way. I will back. Why? Because you're actually trans people. You're just a person. See, for those of you that are unaware of this, an actual trans person is someone who is a person that happens to be transgender. That's what an actual trans person is. It's someone who, if the pronoun is if the pronoun is mistakenly incorrect, they don't take offense. They just go, it's actually this. And the other person goes, oh, okay. And they move on. No muss, no fuss. Actual trans people just want to live normal lives. They don't want to be treated special. In fact, treating a trans person special actually is directly antithetical to the goals of an actual trans person. Because an actual trans person doesn't, the whole goal is not to be special, but to fit in and be like everyone else. So, actual trans people, I've got your back every day, all day. Autogonophiliacs? Like Senko? Pretending to be a woman when you're a man? For the triple C? Fuckity bye. I will call you out as what you are every fucking time. You don't like it? Fucking deal with it. Autogonophiliac. Fucking deal with it.
It's part of being human. People forget. People make mistakes. It's literally a part of being human. And they
Wait, okay, sorry, I'm pausing a lot. I have to correct something. A real trans will try harder to hide their delusional thinking. I'm going to offer a correction on that. It's not that a real trans person will try harder to hide their delusional thinking, because it's not delusional thinking. Okay, I do want to make that very clear. Yes, a person who is trans has usually body dysphoria, and they do go through mental health. You know, it is a mental health issue, but they are not delusional. They know real trans people understand reality. They are highly aware of reality. They carry the reality of their biology on their backs like an albatross. Because they know, like for trans women, they will know. They know they do not possess the actual biology of a woman. They know that they will never experience menstruation. They know that they will never be able to bear children as a woman can. They know this. They carry this with them. That's part of the reason. That's part of, like, basically the mental health issues that they struggle with each day, every day. They know it. It's like their brain is saying you're stuck in the wrong body, but they know it's the wrong body. They understand and acknowledge their biology. So it's not that they're better at quote unquote hiding their delusions. It's that they understand them and they basically try to overcome them to just live normal lives. So that's something I do want to correct, because that's a misconception. It's like, oh, they're better at hiding their delusions. That makes them sound like a psychopath. They're better at hiding their true selves so nobody else can see it. That's not the case. That I'm disagreeing with. It's just they know what they know what their biology is. They accept what their biology is, and they move forward with it as best they can without disturbing other people.
I made a mistake and it turned into this whole thing. So I started distancing myself from Senko, okay? I talked to them less. I just started taking steps to distance myself from them because I didn't like how they make me feel. And they did things that made me feel more like a cash cow than an actual friend.
I cannot imagine having the main character syndrome where someone misgenders you accidentally in a birthday stream and you interrupt it and make it all about yourself because you're so emotionally fragile that someone misgendering you, even by accident, is that life-crushing for you. I'm glad that Yuki is sharing this. It adds up. And, like, I look at this Senko person's account. I don't know what their pronouns are. Like, it's not even listed on here. So, like, you know, heaven forbid someone misgender you. You're not even, like, making it publicly known. Like, you're just another person on the internet at this point. Like, even in my video, I'm not...
Well, not only that, it's... Look at the PFP. You look at this PFP. Would you think guy? Would you think effeminate guy, perhaps? Possibly. That's like the PFP with anime characters these days. Yeah, it's exactly right. Looking for any excuse to be a victim. That's it exactly. This autogonophiliac basically took the opportunity to virtue signal and be a victim and ran with it, because that's what they always do.
I'm not trying to misgender you. I don't even know what your pronouns are. I'm just referring to you by what I think is a woman, but there's no other signal for me right now. And to crash out and ruin someone's birthday stream over something like that, especially when it was done by accident, is crazy. But there's one more cog in the wheel here. This Captain
Oh, God.
Dandyfloss, this VTuber again with a massive ego, completely undeserved,
Oh,
was one of the
boy.
people joining in on the harassment campaign, saying that their new merch partner was talking about how they don't stand for transphobia and cut ties with someone, and then they saw the awful transphobic rant made by Yuki, and then they said that's how you get blacklisted. Yep, they determine whether or not someone's going to get
Oh, for
blacklisted
God's
in
sake.
the VTubing scene. But as you might notice, that was a screenshot because the post is deleted, and this reply from Madam Savvy to a
Savvy.
deleted post regarding the situation is
Go
just...
Savvy. Savvy has been on a tear lately. Savvy has been fucking up people, specifically SJRs, left, right, and center lately. She is just, like, Savvy is in her no fucks given phase right now, and I love to see it.
Chef's kiss. But of course, they're crashing out as well, saying the number of dumb people claiming that I got their sponsorship canceled can't read that I said I saw waifu wares posted about not supporting transphobia first, then I made this post. I did not contact them. I woke up to seeing their post. Yeah, no one's saying you're the reason why. You're just part of the hate brigade, and you just look dumb. I hope that clarifies something. But then they follow up that post with this next one. That's why I included it in the same screenshot. Man, I hate what the internet has become. You're right, I do too. I hate that a bunch of people
Yeah.
cannot live in a world where people with different opinions, and in this case, common sense, exist. So instead of disagreeing with them, you try to cancel them or try to publicly shame them, among other things. And it blew up in your face and everyone else's faces here. And again, I think it goes without saying, we're going to promote Yukiwaru again. Let's up those numbers in the words of Ludwig, okay? Let's up those numbers. I'm going to put a link to her Twitter account. You can find her relevant links from there in my pinned comment and description. Good on her for handling the situation so well. And thanks to all these wackadoos for introducing so many people, thousands of people, to a new ChudTuber that we've helped create here. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing, and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
I mean, it's so hilarious. All of these dumbasses, all they do when they try and run these cancellation campaigns is they just make people like Yuki, people like Rev, and people like me, although I've never been the target of a cancellation campaign, all they do is make us stronger. All they do is drive more people to us every single time. And it literally just makes us stronger, more popular, and more of a wrecking ball to their entire ideology. So please, dumbasses, keep typing.
Remember